So today we've been filming some testimonials and some footage of me working on babies and kids. And I thought it was a good opportunity for me to tell my favorite baby story. And this has to go back 20 or 30 years. My wife and I were having breakfast in an organic bakery, and the owner's second child was out in a car seat on a table just kind of hanging out. And I noticed that one of her legs was kind of pulled up. So I said to the owner, I said, "Can I check your baby?" And it's almost like we check whether the batteries all have their north poles up and their south poles down. And those of you who have been here, you know we work with polarity and we work with getting the energy to flow around your body. And a lot of times that's what really puts all the pieces together and what we call synchronizes the system. So I did my little test and holding little bridges in her energy field, and all of a sudden her leg just dropped down. But then her shoulder pulled up. So I said to the mother, I said, well, now I have to get her out of the car seat because this is something a little bit different. So I was working with her on the table, watching what the fascia and the craniosacral system was doing, and all of a sudden she rolled around and she got into a position like this. And I said, oh, so that's where you were stuck. Well, at that moment, the mother turns white and says, how did you know she was stuck? And I said, she's still stuck. So I was holding her in that position, but this time, because it wasn't a life and death situation and she wasn't in the middle of a birth canal, she was able to figure out at one point how to turn and drop her head, and she rolled over onto her back and went, Now that would have been one of those little kids that at 7 would be running around the pool with one shoulder higher than the other, heading for scoliosis. Because adolescent girls, when they start to get the hormones, if there's an imbalance in the system, the spinal curve. So women's spines tend to scoliose or curve, and men's spines tend to want to just lock and load. So the parents then told me the next week or two when we were having breakfast again, that ever since the baby was born, they always had to pull her leg down to put her diaper on. And since we'd adjusted her, she was happy and loose and smiling, and you know, she was well fed and well loved. So she wasn't like having a lot of problems, but small problems like a twist in the lining, the whole system is going to form around that and then lock in a resistance to it. We call that defense physiology. So you can see that from infants to elderly, it's the same principles to get the body balanced so that it can respond, to connect the parts that aren't talking, to give it better ways to choose into so that the body functions the way it was designed, whole, well, healthy, perfect, happy, and complete. 25. Yes, one more time. There you go. Calm down. Awesome.